In today's video, I want to share with you the 3 phrases that stop you from living the life of your dreams. A lot of people say them all the time and they don't realize how much it affects everything that you want to manifest from now on. So I want you to pay close attention and try to see if you use these phrases all the time, because this might be one of the main reasons why you haven't experienced a great manifestation yet. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miruna and I am passionate about personal development, spirituality and how to become a more confident and empowered person. So these are the main topics that I'm sharing here on my YouTube channel. It's my desire to share here through this channel and to inspire other people to live a more limitless life, to learn how to discover themselves, to trust themselves and to have confidence that they can actually build the life of their dreams. So welcome, please subscribe, hit the ring button so you don't miss any new video that is coming up, and let's dive straight into the subject. I recently heard the phrase that actually made me think of the content of this video and how to put it out there for you. This phrase sounded like this: school teaches us what to think, but school doesn't teach us how to think correctly. And this was so true, because it made me think of all my life, all my years when I was in school, when I was educating myself. I was always the kind of person who was studying a lot, and later on, close to my 17-18 years, I actually discovered personal development, and then that was kind of the moment when everything in my life changed. That was the first moment in my life when I actually started to have access to successful people, to people who made it in life, and I could see how they think, how they speak, how they act, how they do everything in life. And the shock for me came that I was doing the opposite of what I should have done in order to achieve all my goals. Of course, the first thing you start to do after you read your first personal development books or watch your first personal development videos is to start thinking differently. And one thing that lately stood with me is how we use our language in actually achieving our goals. Because I have been doing personal development for the last 9 years, let's say. It is part of my life already. But only in the recent years I started to pay closer attention to my actual language. Because in order to become the successful person that you want to become, and in order to achieve all your dreams, you have to start working on your language as well. Because I don't know if you noticed, but successful people and all the people who have their dreams achieved talk very differently than normal people who are always complaining or are far away from their goals. One book that truly inspired me to pay attention to my language was a book by Louise Hay, and it's called You Can Heal Your Life. It's a book about affirmation, and the first part of the book actually talks about our inner dialogue, our inner conversations that we have with ourselves. Mostly there are conversation we heard or we learned from people around us. They are not conversations that we want to have with ourselves. And this was a major shock for me, because I realized that everything that I was saying to myself, everything that I was thinking about what I want to achieve, were phrases on repeat that I was saying in my head from parents, from professors, from society and from friends. And the first phrase that I want to highlight here is the phrase of I am not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect enough. I am not complete the field enough. This is a phrase that kills everything. You're actually having this thing in your subconscious mind that I am not something enough. This is for the mind, the dot stop. This is for the mind, the signal, you're not good enough, you're not gonna get it. No matter how much you try, no matter how hard you do things, actually your actions day by day, if you have this thing running in your head that I'm not good enough, you're not gonna be good enough ever, and you will attract into your life all the situations that will reconfirm to you that you're not good enough. If you actually say this phrase to yourself in different situations, I want you to think about where you learned it first. From who? Who said it to you? In what circumstance? Why do you keep this phrase with you right now when you want to evolve and you know it's not serving you. You cannot be a high achiever, you cannot want to serve the world and to make an amazing impact or to have an amazing life and also at the same time say this phrase. The antidote for this kind of phrases that stop us is of course to find the opposite and to start believing it. So I was just analyzing this I'm not good enough, and then I started to ask myself, but why do I say this? Why do I say that I'm not good enough? Why would I want to stay in the state of not being good enough? But what if I am good enough? What if I will become good enough? What if step by step I get confidence and I tell to myself every day, I'm good enough, I'm good enough. I don't need to be good enough, I'm perfect just the way I am. So this is like an idea of a conversation that I have with myself that gets me out of that state. Of course, it's a tendency to go back there, but you have to try to recognize it and you have to also try to talk yourself out of this state. The second phrase that completely blocks us from achieving our dreams is the phrase of it cannot be possible for me, or it can't happen for me. Who said that? Who told you that? Who taught you that? You know it's not true. And this was somehow, for me, also a phrase that I kept hearing from my teachers in school mostly, because at some point I started to develop big dreams, I wanted to set bigger goals, and of course, out of excitement, I started to share this with everybody around me, from colleagues to teachers, professors, and you know, they had their life experiences, they had their settled life, and they try, without, I'm sure, bad intention, they just try to tear you down. Oh, but you know, it's kind of hard, it's impossible, only lucky people get there. But you have also to talk yourself out of this. We live today in a world where everything happens so much faster. We have access to much more information, so this is another good part, and we have access to a lot of successful people more easily, and there are a lot more successful people than in the past. I'm sure that like 30 years ago it wouldn't have been so easy to talk with the successful people, but now they are everywhere. They are on social media, they are in magazines, they are even next to you in your community. You just have to look up to them. So this is a really interesting thing, because although I didn't believe this phrase, I guess at some point it started to grow some roots in my head. So now when I catch myself rarely using this phrase against my dreams, I usually just talk myself out again, and I say things like, okay, let's see, you are in a community of business people, I am in a community of business people. You have access to people who are millionaires, you have access to people who have successful businesses, you met people who have successful businesses from all over the world, and you also know a lot of people from different areas of businesses. It's actually pretty easy to get access to them and to ask them questions to see how they did it. And I want to add one more thing here. I know you see a lot of people on social media who make it, who maybe have a good background, who have like a very successful and rich family, and I will quote here and give the example of Kardashians. Of course, they had like relationships and the business before, so everything grew somehow naturally. But if you take a closer look around, you will also see people who from zero started to build amazing businesses, communities, and to help people, and they became successful in their lives. And the third phrase that I want to share with you that absolutely and completely blocks your mind and your manifestation from happening is the phrase of I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know how to do this. I don't know where to get that information. I don't know. I've never done it before. I don't know that person, myself. I want. I don't know what. Do you use this phrase a lot? For me, realizing last year how much I was using this phrase day by day, multiple times a day, and programming my subconscious mind to not know the answer to something and to have no idea, it was a big slap on the face. I was using this phrase specifically in the career, business area of my life. Everything else was sorted out, everything else was flowing, except from this part of my life. I wanted to do specific projects, I wanted to grow, but I was feeling all the time stuck, and I could never get rid of this feeling of I'm here, I'm stuck, I don't know what's my next move. So probably I started saying this out of nowhere at some point about something in my business or my career going on, and then I just continued to say it. And when you continue to say a phrase, you just implement it here in your subconscious mind, and your life will run with this thing in the background. I did an analysis on my career, on my life, on my projects that I wanted to do, and I noticed how much I was using this phrase. It was all the time. People use this phrase all the time, and maybe you use it in some other forms, like I don't know why it's not working for me. I don't know why the relationships are never working for me. I don't know why the financial situation is never working for me. I don't know why nothing works for me. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. I don't know why do I keep attracting this thing. You don't know and you keep attracting it. You are stuck there. And of course, I don't want you to be there. I want you to get moving on in life with things and to achieve all that you wanted. So I'm going to share with you what I'm currently doing, what I learned to do, and how to have a conversation that you can actually snap yourself out of that state of mind. The first thing that I did a while ago, when I was feeling stuck in a certain area or field in my life or in a certain situation, I was writing down on a piece of paper everything that was coming to my mind in regards with that subject. And I discovered that there was a lot of confusion, there was a lot of not knowing which way to go. And for me that was also a moment of aha, because I realized that, oh my God, there's a lot of information around me. Why don't I say it, or why don't I access the right information? And I realized it because I was using this guilty phrase. Let's say it like this guilty phrase of I don't know. And after you write down everything that you use as phrases about a certain subject, now it's the second part when you want to reverse the meaning of that phrase. So if you say that you don't know something, what about saying, I will know something, I will learn how to do it, I will find the right person, I know how to do this, I know a lot of things about my life, I know how to act in this area, I know my way in this other area, so I will learn my way also in this area. It's simple as that. Of course, it's not working if you just use it once or twice. It's working if you use it all the time, and it's a constant process. I also started to write certain phrases on my mirror in the bathroom, or I was writing it on my phone. I was putting it at a wall as a wallpaper. So every time that I was unlocking my phone, I was reading these phrases, and it was helping my subconscious mind to refocus. The bottom line is that it takes at least 66 days, or some other people say 6 weeks, to actually start reprogramming your subconscious mind. So it's a process. If you do it every day, you will start to feel a lot of good things happening. After I started reversing these things that I'm doing, and you can use this reversing thing for every phrase that you use, even for I'm not good enough or it's not going to happen for me. You can start saying I am good enough and it's going to happen for me. It's happening for a lot of people, so why not me as well? You will start to notice at some point that things in your external life are actually starting to get better. After 2 weeks of doing this thing, guess what? I started to have ideas of how to act in a certain area. I started to see and to recognize information that was around me. When you focus on I don't know, you see that. When you focus on I know, you will start seeing that. So I started to see like Facebook ads. I started to see people who were experts in the exact field that I was needing help in. So basically I start to attract in my life everything that can help me to grow in this area as well. If you don't believe me that your mind can be so powerful, you can just use this simpler version of exercise. So I will tell you to close your eyes. I hope you're doing it. And then just imagine the color red, okay? And now try to think around you of all the things that are red in your room or in the space you're in. So you can do this in the next seconds or minutes. Okay, and now after you finish that, can you please point out to me something that is maybe green around you, or something that is maybe blue? You will not be able to do it fully. Maybe you'll remember, maybe not. But you will sure remember the things that are red. So this is a simple exercise to show you how your mind focuses on things around you. And it's the same thing as with the language and phrases that we speak to ourselves. Let me know in the next period of time, if you try this after a few days or weeks, how your mind starts to recognize things around you in the area that you were stuck in, or in the area that you felt you were doing no progress. And please come back here and comment and let me know how is your life improving on different levels. I am super curious and I'd like to create new successful stories, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you will get notifications when I upload a new video. And I hope you will stay blessed, you will stay healthy, you will stay happy. And I wish you an amazing week ahead. And see you next time with a new video. Thank you for being here.